What's going on, Jet fans? Happy hump day. Hope you guys enjoyed the show last night. 3 hours, plenty of phone calls, and to zero surprise, every single one of them bitching about Mike Maccagnan. I mean, guys, can we look at things just realistically for 1 second, please? How is it that there are so many analysts out there that love the first round pick in Quinnen Williams, that are saying that the Jets might have gotten the best player available in the entire draft? And I get it, you don't have to give Maccagnan a ton of praise for that pick, fine. But when you have less picks, like the Jets had this year, only 6 picks, we're making it out to be like they should take only high character, upstanding citizens when we need some talent. We need talent in here. So if there was ever a year that we should go high upside on talent, it was this year. So getting a first-round talent in Ja'Kai Polite in round 3, that is a huge steal. Yes, there are immaturity concerns. You might have some character concerns. Guy has incredible work ethic. You watch him on the field. He doesn't take plays off. He loves the game of football. So say what you want about the other stuff. I feel like I know what I'm going to get as a football player. And you also have to trust that Greg Williams, Jamal Adams, CJ Mosley, that these guys are here for a reason, that they're going to be able to get in his ear and get the most out of him. Same thing kind of goes with a guy like Chuma Edoga in the 3rd round. Guy's graded out as one of the top pass blocking tackles in the draft. Incredibly quick feet, a versatile guy, can play right tackle, maybe left tackle if we're lucky. That would be nice. But again, before he's even hit the field, we're seeing all these critiques about, his character and why did the Jets go with high upside, with a guy who might be an issue in the locker room. This is the time to do it. I'm sorry, but, Lorenzo Mauldin, great dude. We've had him on the show. Phenomenal dude. Was he the pass rusher that we were looking for? Not really, right? And I know you guys have brought up, plenty of the other picks, none of which were, bad guys, bad character guys, but they weren't exactly high upside talent either. So I have no issue at all with them. In fact, I'm happy that they went with the high upside pick with both of their 3rd rounders. If you walked away with a legitimate edge rusher in round 3 and a potential starting tackle, what the hell are we complaining about? I could care less about what happened in round 4, 5, and 6 if those 3 picks hit. That's 50% of your draft. Right? I know Justin brought this up last night. If you hit 50% of your draft picks, are we really upset? What exactly is the expectation for Mike Maccagnan here? Because it's starting to become to a point where it doesn't matter if he does well in the 1st round, doesn't matter if he does well in free agency, doesn't matter anymore that he found the quarterback, doesn't matter anymore that he had a shitty coach the first 4 years. We're not even going to, wait until Adam Gase is actually coaching games. Doesn't matter about any of that stuff. If he takes a 5th or a 6th round pick that has a couple red flags that I don't know because I'm a scout, right? Everyone on Twitter thinks that they're a scout, that they know all these guys. So if they take somebody that the Jets, or that they don't know, but the Jets do, the Jets are high on, it's a bad pick. Maccagnan should be fired. Or if it wasn't in need, right? Everyone thinks we need to draft based on need. Why didn't we take this guy in round 5 who immediately would have plugged in at center? Really? Listen, I liked Michael Jordan from Ohio State as much as anybody. I liked Riley Ridley in round 4 as much as anybody. But if we were thinking that those guys were coming in and starting day 1, I'm sure we would have taken them. And if Blake Cashman or Trayvon Wesco were higher on the Jets board, whether it's because of the fact that they're just a better football player, they might fill an immediate depth need or whatever it might be, they think those guys have the most talent, all right, whatever. I mean, we're talking 4th, 5th, and 6th round picks here. What exactly are we expecting out of these guys? And again, here's what's going to happen, because we know this is going to happen. When it comes to those late round picks, to expect anything from them in year 1 is silly. Sometimes you'll get lucky, you'll get a guy, like last year with Nickerson, who was able to contribute a little bit. But for the most part, when you're taking guys there, and especially this year, a guy that had some ACL injuries, it's going to take some time. Most 6th-round picks are not ready to contribute right away. So I'm just kind of confused why Jet fans still have this expectation like Maccagnan's going to draft for need and try to find an immediate plug-and-play starter, in the 5th or 6th round. And I just think that's the complete wrong mindset to have. When you're drafting based on need, those are usually the general managers that get fired pretty quick. When you consistently take best player available, and I'm not saying he's actually gotten the best player available with all of his picks, we know that he hasn't, but when that's your approach, you're going to fill out your roster much better than other teams that are drafting for need. When needs and best player available match, that's a great thing. Or even if it's close, you would go with need. But they obviously saw something, especially in Trayvon Wesco, somebody who a lot of people see a lot. And amazingly, the entire show was spent pretty much bashing this kid because the Jets don't need another tight end apparently. Neil Sterling, plenty of injuries. Jordan Leggett has an injury history, even though I like him as a potential backup and some depth. Eric Tomlinson, do we really want him back out there? Okay, so we have Chris Herndon as our starter and a lot of question marks. So if you're telling me you're able to get a guy in round 4 who Brian Baldinger is labeling as baby Gronk, listen, he's not going to be Gronkowski. If he could be half, if he could be a quarter of what Gronkowski was, that is a fantastic pick. If you guys listen to the broadcast, they even said there were multiple teams that were throwing things in their war room when the Jets selected Trayvon Wesco in the 4th round. So I'm supposed to believe that the Jets, instead of doing that, instead of making the trade to acquire an additional 5th-round pick and moving back in the 4th round and taking a kid like Wesco, instead of doing that, the Jets should have taken a corner. The Jets should have taken a center. It's an argument, I get it, but it's an argument that you're not going to have an answer to for at least another 2 years. And if Trayvon Wesco is on the field this year as your number 2 tight end, your blocking tight end, your fullback, your H-back, again, he's versatile. Baldinger talks about it. Go on his Twitter, check out his videos. He breaks it down very nicely. This guy has a versatile skill set that is going to open up Adam Gase's playbook. That's why they took him in round 4. I think that can be an incredibly good pick, an incredibly good value pick. I've seen PFF, they had him rated as like the number 5 tight end. There were tight ends drafted in round 3 that were ranked in the 20th. So again, as far as value goes, this guy's value is through the roof. He wasn't featured at West Virginia all that much, so he doesn't have a whole lot of catches. So he's being labeled by a lot of people as only a blocking tight end. I think he offers a lot more than that if you actually do some research and watch his film and watch how West Virginia ran their offense last year. With the 5th and 6th round picks, honestly, again, who cares, right? Yes, we want to find, late round steals in the draft. Every team does. But how many teams find them consistently? What's the hit rate on a 5th or a 6th round pick becoming a starter in the NFL? It's under like 10%. Yet, Jet fans have this ridiculous expectation that every single guy should come in and start immediately or should fill an immediate need. And I don't understand that for the life of me. Blake Cashman was another guy rated high as an inside linebacker. I get it. We don't have a needed inside linebacker right now. But Avery Williamson's only got 2 years left on his contract. Neville Hewitt, I think, only signed for 1 more year in the offseason. And Darren Lee, he's put on weight. He's probably playing more outside linebacker this year, if he's even still on the team by the time training camp starts. So what are we complaining about with Blake Cashman? And another thing, the fans that are bitching because we didn't have a need for a tight end too, because we didn't have a need at inside linebacker, will be the first ones bitching when someone gets hurt because we don't have depth. The first ones bitching about it. So again, you could have went need and maybe gotten a lesser player that was rated less on your board, or you could stick with your board, stick with your philosophy, best player available, and also get a guy that does fill in some needs, that does fill in depth. that provides help on special teams. We laugh at that stuff as Jet fans, but it's the reality of the draft. Show me what teams are picking in the 5th and 6th round consistently that are finding starting caliber players. Show me what fan base out there takes their 5th and 6th round picks and knocks their draft grade down 2 full grades, even though they like round 1, they like round 3, but oh my God, round 5 and 6, I don't know these guys. They don't fill immediate needs. So that draft grade, it goes from a B+ to a C-, and the general manager should be fired. That's how Jet fans think. How friggin' ridiculous. Do we have any concept at all of how the draft goes? What in the hell are the expectations out of late round picks? It boggles my mind how fans think this way. And it boggles my mind how fans want there to be controversy with Mac and Gase right now. It was talked about last night. We know both guys are strong-minded personalities. I talked about it in the video yesterday. There's going to be some disagreements, and that could be a good thing. You don't need yes men. You don't need guys that agree all the time. You need guys that clash a little bit. That's how you can build a winner. Get multiple opinions. Constructive dialogue. But everything's got to be an issue with Jet fans. Everything's got to be a story. Everything's got to be a fight. Everything's got to be clickbait. And God forbid you actually like something that the team does, you're wearing green goggles. Because everyone's on a mission to try and prove that they know more, that they're the smartest. I don't get it. So that's my rant for the day. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of their week. I'll probably be taking a few days off with all the videos. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the comments, the listens. Appreciate all the listens on the show last night. All the support with NYSF Mag. Definitely appreciate. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon.